One of the things that's impressed me about what Audax Health Solutions is doing is that in most families, the woman is the decider. I mean, she may be deciding not just for herself and for her children, but also for her spouse and even for her in-laws and parents. As you think about engagement, how do you think about women, and what kinds of things do you do to get them not only coming the first time, but coming again the second and third and fourth time, and building a real relationship over time?
Yeah, so on the back half of the question, the problem in healthcare is you only engage in healthcare right now when it's too late. And so people engage in their healthcare and say, oh, I have a heart condition after they have a heart attack. And you can see why that's unsustainable. So we're really focused on building that relationship with the patient earlier and often, and being able to prevent those types of diseases and at least be able to intervene with prevention and wellness. And the mother of the family is the absolute quarterback, and they're the quarterback for several reasons. So for Facebook, for Twitter, and for Zynga, the largest demographic for all three of those properties is a 40-year-old female at this point. If you go back to your comments, that 40-year-old female typically has children and typically has a husband. So she's actually quarterbacking the benefits of their family from a healthcare perspective, yet they're also using Zynga, Twitter, Facebook, etc. And so you have this incredible connection of need to engage the family in healthcare with a massive usage of those platforms, those technologies, particularly around mobile. But then the last point is they are a sandwich generation. So if you're a 40-year-old female, you're also typically caring for someone who might be entering Medicare. And that person is the absolute linchpin for engagement, because if you can engage that person, you don't engage one person, you engage seven. And when they're making all the decisions for the family, what to put on the table, how much salt do you cook with, do they make their kids exercise, how much TV do they watch, are they following their parents' medications, you can literally change the lives of 10 people all by engaging one person. So we're very focused on building beautiful products that empower that mother to make better decisions and manage the health experience of their family across the entire continuum.
So I was really surprised to learn, working with you, that women are actually tremendously big users of online gaming. Not shoot 'em up games, not video games, but these are games of relationships, puzzles, and things of this sort.
Correct.
How have you built gamification, and how have you built reward systems, into the Audax experience?
Yeah, so a lot of the rhetoric from the Hill and, oh, we have to change our behavior, eat better, weigh less, have less diabetes, be less obese, it's far harder than just saying it. And so for us, we wanted to take a little bit of a different approach, which is you have to take people on a journey. Because behavior change is so hard, you can't just say, do it. If you're overweight, you probably know you're overweight. You're making a conscious decision every day to not exercise and continue to eat the way you do. So a big part was adding those gaming mechanics and those, they call them feedback loops or story arcs. It helps someone understand, hey, I don't need you to lose 10 pounds. Let's just lose 1 pound, and then 3 pounds, and then 7 pounds. It's actually far easier to lose 2 pounds or 3 pounds than telling someone, hey, you have a week to lose 10 pounds. It's impossible, and people completely disengage. So we've led with the intrinsic value. Some of those gaming mechanics, coins are a huge piece. For men, competition and badges is a huge piece. For women, adding currency and being able to manage and create continuity across an experience is hugely powerful. So once you can get people to connect in those types of story arcs, then you can layer in incentives and real-world incentives, and the hybridization between intrinsic and extrinsic incentives helps that behavior change be something that's actually manageable and someone's willing to take a plunge and attempt to do it. And that's where we think the gaming layer adds a huge amount of impact, because otherwise, on one hand, if you just say, hey, John, lose 10 pounds and I'll give you $1,000, you cheapen that interest, you cheapen that experience, and then the next thing that happens is you put the weight back on and you have to give someone 1,000 pounds again. So if you lead with incentives, you can get the result, but it typically goes away. That's why we have a weight loss industry. And if you lead without any of the gaming loops, people get overwhelmed and they don't think they can lose 10 or 20 pounds. And so you put those pieces together, it becomes something that's more manageable and more approachable. And that's what great consumer products do. They make things approachable.